Are you living in one of the top 10 most expensive countries in the world? Let's find out. Place number 10, which is Singapore, a sovereign island country in Southeast Asia. Now, Singapore has the third highest population density in the world and has a highly developed market economy. But let's talk numbers. When looking for accommodation in the city, you're going to need some deep pockets, as a one-bedroom studio apartment will cost around $2,100 a month. And alcohol in Singapore is considered a luxury item. So one glass of beer will cost you a minimum of $8. And dinner at an inexpensive restaurant will be around $11 per person, which, that's not that bad. Now, a single person's estimated monthly costs are $997 without the rent. But salaries are not that bad, with an average of $4,186 after tax. Now, I want to give you one example where Singapore is absolutely crazy. Childcare, costing the average family $18,000 per year. What a start. Bahamas, our place number 9, and it's made up of over 700 islands and has an approximate population of 400,000 people. Now, the largest city in the Bahamas is Nassau, with a total population of about 255,000 people. Now, let's be honest, most of us have all at one point, daydreamed about escaping to paradise that is the Bahamas. Yeah, I gotta disappoint you, because unfortunately, island life is really expensive. Now, the majority of commodities have to be imported, which is a contributing factor towards the steep cost of living. Now, when you're looking for accommodation in the capital, a one-bedroom studio will cost you around $972 a month. And one glass of beer will cost you a minimum of $4. And dinner at an inexpensive restaurant will be around $27 per person. Now, a single person estimated monthly costs are $1,161 without the rent. And salaries are unfortunately not that great, with an average of $1,617 after tax. Place number 8, Denmark, which is a Nordic country in Northern Europe. This one is an interesting one, because even though it is one of the most expensive countries in the world with some of the highest taxes, it's constantly ranked among the happiest countries in the world, even though taxes are so high. Now, when looking for a place to stay in the city, a one-bedroom studio apartment in Copenhagen will cost you around $1,672 a month. And a glass of beer will cost you a minimum of $7. And dinner at an inexpensive restaurant will be around $20. Now, a single person estimated monthly costs are $1,104 without rent. Salaries are an average of $3,831 after tax. So also, not that bad. Next one is Israel, a country in Western Asia, and one of the most expensive countries in the world to live in, especially in the country's economic and technological center, Tel Aviv. Now, interestingly, in several rankings, depending on how you calculate expensive, Tel Aviv has been ranked as the most expensive city in the world. Now, interestingly, Israel has the second largest number of startup companies in the world after the United States, and several big companies such as Google, Apple have built their overseas research and development facilities in Israel. If you're looking for a one-bedroom studio apartment in Tel Aviv, you will have to pay around $1,737 a month. Now, one glass of beer will cost you a minimum of $9, and dinner at an inexpensive restaurant will be around $20. Now, a single person's estimated monthly costs are $1,210, without the rent, and salaries are an average of $3,271 after tax. Now, let's get to a country that many of us might not even have heard before. Jersey, which is an island country and self-governing crown dependency off the coast of northwest France. A one-bedroom studio apartment in this city will cost you around $1,712 a month. Now, a glass of beer will cost you a minimum of $6.5, and dinner at an inexpensive restaurant will be around $26 per person. Now, a single person's estimated monthly costs are $1,187 without the rent, and salaries are $3,204 on average after tax. Also, not that bad. Barbados, which is an island country in the Caribbean. Now it occupies an area of 432 square kilometers and has a population of about 280,000 people. Now importing goods makes everything more expensive and local purchasing power unfortunately is low in Barbados. Now a study showed that 20% of Barbadians still live in poverty and about 10% cannot meet, their basic daily food needs. And when you hear these numbers, it unfortunately makes sense. Now a one-bedroom studio apartment in the city will cost you around $645 a month. A glass of beer will cost you a minimum of $2.5 and dinner at an inexpensive restaurant will be around $16 per person. Now a single person's estimated monthly costs are $1,091 without the rent, and salaries, and that's the problem, are really low compared to the others, with an average of just $1,194 after tax. Number 4, Iceland, which is located between the North and the Atlantic Oceans. And Iceland's population is quite low with just, about 350,000 people. And as a result, Iceland has the lowest population density of any European country at just 3 people per kilometer. Now, imagine, you need to ask the neighbors for some sugar. That's difficult there. Now, Iceland has tight regulations when it comes to importing foreign goods, which, ultimately drives up the prices of products. In fact, the grocery prices in the country are among the highest in the world. Energy costs are luckily not that expensive, as the country's infrastructure relies heavily on inexpensive geothermal heating. When looking for accommodation in Reykjavik, the capital, a one-bedroom studio apartment will cost you around $1,500 a month. And one glass of beer will cost you a minimum of $9, and a dinner at an inexpensive restaurant will be around $19 per person. Now a single person's estimated monthly costs are $1,231 without the rent, and salaries come in at an average of $3,625 after tax. For the next country, we stay in Europe. Located in Northern Europe, Norway is a Scandinavian country with a population of just 5.3 million people. Now Norway has a hefty VAT rate of 25%, which is one of the highest in the world, and that drives up the cost of pretty much everything you buy. Now, food still has a lower tax rate at just 15%, but it's still considered expensive. So I guess if you live at the border, you just hop to Sweden and buy your stuff there. When looking for accommodation in the capital Oslo, you are going to need some really deep pockets, as a one-bedroom studio apartment in the city will cost you around $1,540 a month. Now one glass of beer will cost you a minimum of $10, and dinner at an inexpensive restaurant will be around $22 per person. Now a single person's estimated monthly costs are $1,279 without the rent, and salaries are really not that bad, with an average of $3,918 after tax. We are talking about all of this expensive stuff, but you know what's free? Giving us a like and subscribing. Now both Geneva and Zurich are, constantly among the world's 10 most expensive cities in the world. So as you can imagine, life in Switzerland in general, a country bang in the middle of Europe, is also very expensive. Switzerland oftentimes claims the top spot in the quality of life index rankings, which is crazy because it's so expensive, yet apparently such great quality of life. Now when looking for accommodation in Zurich, you're going to need some really deep pockets, as a one-bedroom studio apartment in the city will cost you around $2,107 a month. Now one glass of beer will cost you a minimum of $7.5, and dinner at an inexpensive restaurant will be around $26 per person. Now a single person's estimated monthly cost without rent are $1,515. However, salaries are not that bad, with $7,612 a month after tax on average. That's just the average. So that's pretty good. And our number 1, Bermuda, which has surpassed Switzerland to become the most expensive country in the world to live in 2022. Bermuda is a British overseas territory in the North Atlantic Ocean, and like many of the other island nations, Bermuda doesn't produce any food, or almost no food or consumer goods, and it's completely dependent on commodities being shipped in, usually from the US. Now, as a result, it's the most costly country in the world to buy groceries. Import taxes in Bermuda are really high, and this is an interesting one. Import taxes are the government's second largest source of revenue after payroll taxes. Insane. Now its capital city, Hamilton, has just over 1,000 people living there. And if you're looking for accommodation there, you know, a one-bedroom studio apartment is really expensive, with an average of $3,457 a month for just one-bedroom studio apartment. A glass of beer will cost you a minimum of $10, and dinner at an inexpensive restaurant will be around $50 to $60 per person. Now, a single person's estimated monthly cost are $2,082 without the rent. Salaries, however, are really good, with an average of $8,244 after tax. So after all this, which country would be your favorite to live in? And if you want to check out more interesting videos from, around the world, check out this one here.